depending on where you're tuning in from. Welcome to another mobile edition of Crime Time with DutyRon. Retired New York City Police Detective, 20 plus years of law enforcement. If you like all things true crime related from a police perspective, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you'll get all things DutyRon when I go live or upload another video. Diane B is here. Lady is a tramp. Thank you for joining. Appreciate all the mods and everybody coming in. The mod squad is here. 12:30 California time. So in about, 20 minutes or so, give or take, Trezell and Jacqueline West's attorneys, the attorneys that are representing them, they're appointed by the court. The court appointed these attorneys. They are going to be giving a live press conference. KGET 17 will cover it. I don't know if they'll have it live, but I think that they will. If not, we'll go and check their Facebook group. So we're going to get into that in a few, but I want to just say thank you to the Patreon supporters, the channel members, and all of the folks who positively engage in this community. Thank you to everyone who has become a Patreon supporter and a new channel member, and everybody who has taken the opportunity to hit the subscribe button. Hello, Ray. Pour me a drink. We're all going to need a drink after this one. So I wanted to just say quickly, people are saying to me, DutyRon, what could we expect in this press conference? I don't expect to hear a lot. What I expect to hear from Trezell and Jacqueline West's attorneys, a female representing Jacqueline, a male representing Trezell, what I expect to hear from them is the legal mumbo jumbo that always comes out of a defense attorney's mouths. The burden of proof is on the state. The prosecutor, the state, that's the state, has the burden of proof. They have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that their clients, Trezell and Jacqueline West, did in fact commit these heinous crimes. And they're going to also let us all know, like we didn't know this, they're also going to let us know that they're innocent until proven guilty. That's what we're afforded under the Constitution of the United States. So expect to hear a lot of that garbage, but also expect to hear, a lot of legal mumbo jumbo. I like to refer to it as legal mumbo jumbo, but basically what it's going to be is a defense attorney or one or both saying that our clients are given the burdens on the state. Our clients are given the innocent until proven guilty by a court of law. For those of you asking silly questions in the chat, I love you guys nonetheless. They have not found the boys. I always appreciate the banter back and forth that goes on in the chat. But I just want to say one thing is that, just because there's a press conference today doesn't mean that we're going to get a lot of information. So don't bank on a defense attorney giving a lot of information. It's not their job to give information. What's their job is to try to prove with a reasonable doubt that their clients did not commit the crime. So they're always looking for a loophole. They're always looking for some kind of technicality. They're also looking for a loose evidence collection, something that maybe is not copacetic, so to speak. So it's their job to find all of the mistakes, if any, that are made by the police department, the detectives, the FBI, and everybody who collected the evidence, So, yeah, guys, if you don't mind, give it a thumbs up. We have 170 thumbs up. I want to get it up to 328. If we could get it up to 328, that would be pretty cool. That, as you know, is the number that represents my father. My deceased father passed away in 2014 from bile duct cancer. Look that up, bile duct cancer. Very rare form of cancer that only 5% of the population is afflicted with. My father died very fast. It was like, he told me, it was like someone took a light switch and shut it off. He started seeing symptoms, and then within 2 months or so, give or take, he was gone. So bile duct, that's the bile that breaks down your food. It's a little ducts. It almost looks like arteries coming out of people's hearts. That's where the cancer was. So His number is 328. We're almost there. We're at 303 right now. Let's get it to 328. It always happens in every one of these live streams. I always see those signs, the numbers. But so today, in about 15 minutes, we are going to hear a presser. So a press conference coming out of the defense attorneys for Trezell and Jacqueline West. I'll pull up the article so you guys can see it. I'll give a quick read to those folks who are outside the United States. Defense counsel for Trezell and Jacqueline West will hold a news conference. So there's what you have. It's on KGET. Okay. So if you go over to KGET, I like to say KGET, but it's KGET.com. And it'll give you the whole thing. Bakersfield, California, the lawyers representing Trezell and Jacqueline West charged with murder in the deaths of Orrin and Orson West, Sincere and Classic. I added the Sincere and Classic to it. But as you know, all of the news reports and all of the official reports will give their official legal names, which is Orrin and Orson West. Sincere and Classic, we will revert to that always. Are holding a news conference this afternoon at 12:30 California time at 1318 K Street, the law offices of Torres, and Stallings. Alexia Torres Stallings represents Jacqueline West, and Timothy Hennessy is the defense counsel for Trezell West. I have taken the liberty of putting both of their pictures on the thumbnail. So if you look at the thumbnail, you'll see both of these attorneys, Alexia Torres Stallings representing Jacqueline West, evil Jacqueline West, monster Jacqueline West, and Timothy Hennessy is the defense for Trezell Monster West. Trezell Monster West. Prosecutors have said that the boys, Sincere and Classic, were killed 3 months before they were reported missing. Their bodies have not been found. Trezell West, 35, told authorities they were playing outside, bullshit, yada, yada, yada. Information received a week later led the police to be involved in Bakersfield. So I think that the interview with the children, when the children were removed, made Bakersfield swiftly take over this case. And they quickly realized that they are trying to put together a double homicide case. So I think that the Bakersfield Police Department knew after 1 week that they were working a potential double homicide case. That was 1 week after they were reported missing out of California City. But you see how quickly the police department, they just shut down because they cannot get a successful prosecution if they show their cards to the general public. And that's why it's important that we all understand is that leaking information, even if you know good information, or if you know one of the 50 people who were subpoenaed and have spoke before the grand jury, that's why the prosecution is trying to get a gag order, a legal gag order on all 50 of those witnesses who testified, so they can't legally say anything. And if they do say something, they'll be held legally accountable because they don't want to jeopardize the case. And they want to prosecute Trezell and Jacqueline West successfully. And they're not looking to have a mistrial or any type of, like I said, attorneys look for loopholes. They look for cracks in the case. You have to keep this stuff close to the vest, not because we want to be mean and not because we want to be nasty, but we want to bring evil. And evil to justice is one of these people, right? This is the face of evil right here, Jacqueline West. I'm curious if we're going to hear from Wanda West or the father. I think his name is Philip. I'm wondering if we're going to hear from Wanda and her husband about their son. I'm wondering if Trezell's brother is going to talk. You know, he was the family spokesperson for them, right? I'm wondering if we're going to hear from him. Are we going to ever hear from Jacqueline's mother? Are we going to ever hear from Jacqueline's side of the family? I think it's a 50-50. I think we have more of a chance of hearing from Trezell's side than we do from Jacqueline's side. Annie, that's the exact thing that I'm talking about. Look at this comment right here. She said, who are the 50 witnesses? We don't need to know who the 50 witnesses are. That's how cases get blown out of the water. And that's how defense attorneys have a field day at trial when the public knows who the secret witnesses are. We don't need that shit out there. And I know that your question probably was nicely asked, but this is what it is, man. We don't need the general public, us, to know who those 50 witnesses are, because they hold the key to putting Jacqueline and Trezell away. I know that you didn't mean anything by it, but I'm just using it as an example. You know, we don't need to blurb out information just so we can satisfy our wants and needs. What about Sincere and Classic? What about their wants and needs? What about the biological mother and fathers, the two fathers, and Roro and the rest of the family? Let's think of them. Let's put them at the forefront instead of our want and need for information. Let's let the prosecution have at it with these scumbags. Let's have the prosecution put this piece of garbage away for the rest of her and his life. And forget about me, what I want, what let's get out all the information. Forget that shit. So I'm getting a little passionate about, I'm getting a little emotional about this, but I can't say it enough. We don't need to know this shit. You know who needs to know it? The jurors, the jury that's going to decide to put this guilty verdict in against these two scumbags, these evil monsters. That's the only people that need to know about the 50 witnesses and all of the evidence. That's it. Let me know if you're on board with me by putting a 1 in the chat. If you're not, if you feel like we're entitled to that, let me know. We're not going to jump on you. If you really feel that, you know, everybody should know about it, you can put that 2. But if you're in this to see justice for Sincere and Classic, put a 1 in the chat. You know, if you are selfish and you want to have the information, then let it be known. You know, there are a lot of people that are selfish out there. I'm not one of them. I want to see justice served in the name of Sincere and Classic. You know, we as police detectives and law enforcement professionals, we hunt evil, right? We hunt evil. We take them off the street so we don't have to deal with these people anymore. They thought they got away with it. These scumbags thought they got away with it, but they didn't get away with it. They're fucking locked down. They're locked down because of good police work and good people from the public coming forward. That's why these two are locked down. So tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, I am going to have retired correction professional, another 2 correction professionals come onto the channel, and they're going to talk about how is Jacqueline and Trezell going to be brought into Kern County? How are they going to be accepted by the general population of the inmates? We're going to do that show tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Anthony Ganji from Tier Talk is going to join us. Thank you for the super chats. I know I missed a couple. Hold on a second. Lady says, love you, DutyRon. Thank you. Thank you, Fun2 Cruise, for the $10 super chat. Super sticker. Dr. Ed Moskowitz, thank you for the $20 super chat. You are right. So we're going to do a show that we're going to ask questions from these correction professionals. How is Jacqueline and Trezell going to be received by the inmate population in the Kern County Jail? Are they going to be heroes or are they going to be zeros? I have a feeling they're going to be zeros in the minds of our criminal world. You know, as bad as criminals are, they don't like baby killers. Nobody likes a baby killer. So I think that we are going to, I want to hear it from the correctional professionals. I want to hear what they have to say. So Anthony Ganji is going to be here with Connie Eileen. I know I don't say it right. It's Eileen. Connie from Tier Talk and Anthony are going to join us, and we're going to have a retired Kern County correction officer, somebody who has walked those tiers inside the Kern County Jail, come on and tell us what the day-to-day is going to be for Jacqueline and Trezell until we go to trial, until they get that remand until they get guilty verdicts on them, until the judge says, take charge and send them upstate. They're going to stay there for a little while, and then when their sentence is fully carried out, they're going to be brought upstate. So what's their day-to-day going to be like while they wait to be pushed upstate for their life sentences? So if you're new and first time coming across Crime Time with DutyRon, let me know in the chat by just typing out new. I'd like to say hello to some of the new people. My returning viewers and more my replay viewers and all the channel members and the subscribers, I'm sending a lot of love and respect your way. Thank you for having faith in Crime Time with DutyRon in this community. We love and respect you, Ed and I. We think that you guys are awesome. So I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you to our returning and replay viewers, all of the folks and all of the new people. I want to say thank you. Kimber58, thank you for being new. Hello to Combat Vet, good to see you. Cass Wilson is new. There's quite a few not news, but let me see. I got to slow the chat down. Penny Blakely is new. Liv Likes is new. Thank you. Fun to Cruise is new. Thank you. 64 Pitter is new. A lot of new faces coming on in. Make sure you please consider hitting that subscribe button. Give it a thumbs up and like the video. Spirit Whispers like you right back. Press conference begins in 5 minutes. I'm going to end this live stream when that press conference goes live, and I want to watch it myself. Unless you guys want me to stream that press conference right here, and I will play it. Julie Rock says, I'm old as dirt. Hi, sweet Melissa. Good to see you. Alicia B. Thank you. Lake Lizard. Kathy Bates is here. Thank you. Cold Hearted is new. Thank you for being new. Love you right back. Lee, thank you. Hi, Alicia. Melissa D. Road Lizard. Marie Duff, thank you for being new. So a lot of new folks. Anybody want me to play this thing? I don't know if I can get it live. Let me see if I can go to Fakebook and see if it's on there. Hold on, guys. Can anybody direct me to it? Let's see. Let me look at KGET. Hold on. Yeah, I don't see it. I would like to play it. Joy B is saying, play it, please, please, play it. I'd have to see where it is. If somebody knows where it's streaming, send it to me on a direct message on Facebook so I know where to look for it. I just checked. Let me see if Bayan Wang is on it. No, he doesn't have it. Hold on a second. Let me look in one of the groups. A lot of people are saying stream it, stream it. I'm definitely going to watch it. Listen, let me just tell you something. It's not going to be a lot. It's not going to be a lot of, it's going to be a lot of legal mumbo jumbo. Alexia Torres is going to talk, I believe, and also Timothy Hennessy. So let me see if I could find it. Hold on. I just got a message, so let me see if that was anybody. All right, so Shannon sends me something from 23ABC. I don't see it. You're welcome, Michelle Cadell. My pleasure. Thank you. Thank you for watching. I'm going to do my best to see if I can find this thing, but it doesn't look like it's... All right, Kayla sent me a link. That's not the link. That's just a link to the story, I believe. If someone could show me like where it's going to be, like sometimes the news, they like set up outside, like or actually inside. This will be inside the Kayla, I'm looking at the article, but I had that already. It's just, it's not showing me where I could get to the live feed of it. Like, where's the coverage? Where will it be? You know what I'm saying? Hey, Judy, good to see you. Thanks for joining. All right, so I think I'm going to end it here. I don't think that I'm going to be able to see the live feed. Sent me a message on Facebook, so I'm going to look. Jolene to the rescue. Oh, Jolene to the rescue. I want to thank Jolene. She got it. I got it right here. All right. So we'll wait. I see Christian set up. All right. Nobody send me anything more. Don't send me anything more. No more stuff. Hold on. I got it thanks to Jolene. She's the best. You guys are all the best. All right, I got it. It's on Facebook. So this is it. I'll be able to show it to you guys like this. That's the best that I could do. So yeah, we're just awaiting the press conference. So I do got it. Thanks to Jolene. And thank you to everybody who has tried. All right, again, let's recap. What we're going to see here, and I don't even know. I could be wrong, but I've seen so many of these pressers. It's going to be, these lawyers are going to say, you know, my clients are entitled to the presumption of innocence until the burden is on the state, meaning the prosecutors. Kern County District Attorney, the burden is on her to prove that Trezell and Jacqueline West are guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. And that means that no jurors can have any doubt that they in fact committed the act of murder in the second degree against Sincere and Classic. You're going to hear them refer to the boys as Orrin and Orson West. The reason that is the case is because their legal names, according to the courts and according to documents, is Orrin and Orson West. We know that their birth names were Sincere and Classic, and we will continue to honor their birth names here on Crime Time with DutyRon because it's the right thing to do. But whenever you hear the courts, when you hear the press and any official media, they're going to refer to them as such. So thank you to everyone who sent messages. Sana Elise Holt Johnson, thank you for the Norwegian fundage. Thank you. Thank you for the super love. So guys, if you're not yet subscribed, consider while we're waiting, subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification bell so you will get all of the notices for DutyRon. This is what we're going to see when it's live. That's what I'll show you. Unfortunately, we do have a glare there, but that's the best that I can do. You know, here on live on Facebook, it's just a podium inside an attorney's office. There's a glare from the back in the window. It's kind of bad. They should shut that shade in the window. It's just showing me it's inside the attorney's office in Bakersfield. These are the attorneys, April, for Jacqueline and Trezell West. So we're going to hear some words from them. When they come on, I'll stop talking. But it's a male and a female attorney. And we're going to hear what they have to say in regards to their clients, Trezell and Jacqueline West. And it'll be interesting to hear what they have to say. How are we doing with the audio? Is the audio sounding good? I have the speaker, the regular built-in microphone on this iPhone. I think it's pretty good. I don't have the mic on, so I did this purposely so you guys can hear the audio. It's kind of loud with this phone, and it catches everything. So when I play it, you may not see as well as, you know, if you're watching it on a TV, but we'll be able to give some commentary on what they say and what they do. And I think that'll be helpful for everyone to understand. And if we need to grab Joe Murray, criminal defense attorney, we'll talk with Joe Murray. If there's anything that's confusing in here, which I doubt, I think it's going to be straightforward and it's going to be quick. It's not going to be a long press conference. If there's any confusion, we'll grab Joe Murray and we'll ask him to break down what these two attorneys said. All right, I hear some. Okay, here we go.
All right, we'll get started. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us here today. My name is Tim Hennessy. I'm lead counsel for Mr. Trezell West. Associated counsel with me will be Joshua Fleshman. He's not present at this moment. Here with me also is Alexia Torres-Stalin. She represents Ms. Jacqueline West. And associated counsel for Ms. Jacqueline West will be Ms. Fatima Rodriguez, here present to my left. This will be the only time defense counsel will be addressing the media and making statements about the case until after the trial. We won't be answering any questions here today. We won't be discussing any facts of the case. Our clients, we've spoken to them about this. They're behind this. They understand our need to getting our side out. Last week, our clients, Mr. and Mrs. West, were arraigned on an indictment of 5 counts, including second-degree murder, and that came as a result of a grand jury convene. There's been great confusion we've seen about the difference here between a grand jury and a trial jury, and the two of those things cannot be more different. First, the standard of proof is lower for a grand jury. They need to only determine probable cause, which is one of the lowest legal standards our system holds. They also do not require a unanimous vote by the jurors. The prosecution also has broad discretion in determining how to proceed and doing so by way of indictment. The grand jury process lacks a crucial and important role of our criminal justice system, and that is the accused and their counsel being present during.
This guy is scared.
There's no opportunity to cross-examine any witnesses, and it is basically ran by the district attorney. This is to the detriment of the accused, as evidence of a speculative nature has a way of integrating itself into this most secretive of all legal proceedings. On the other hand, a trial by jury, they must unanimously agree on the issue of guilt or not guilty. And there you have the highest standard of proof, which is beyond a reasonable doubt, and it is a proceeding done in open court. The state's comment and reliance on this "we have proved to a grand jury" is mere rhetoric. It's used as an insurance to bolster a lopsided indictment. Comments such as this have no place in an actual court of law, where it is 12 individuals who unanimously decide the outcome of this case based on this highest level of burden of proof, which is beyond a reasonable doubt. Statements that have been used by the Kern County District Attorney in her press conference tend to invoke a tidal wave of emotion towards finding guilt, whether substantiated or not, and this will taint a local jury pool and could deny our clients a chance at a fair trial. It's odd that the office held their press conference, made a series of comments which both mis- and disinformed the public, then the following day came and requested a gag order to stop the defense from having an ability to make similar comments. This action is disingenuous, but may also cause change for a change of venue in the future. This is an election year, and this case is serving as a compass to guide the DA to her path of re-election. However, it is now when the misleads in theater end and the constitutional protections begin. The safeguards of the accused and the fight to preserve those for Trezell and Jacqueline West begin now. And I thank you.
Ugh.
Buenas tardes a todos. Gracias por acompañarnos a nuestra conferencia de prensa conjunta. Primeramente, me gustaría comenzar presentando a los abogados. Timothy Hennessy, el abogado principal para Sr. West. Joshua Fleshman, abogado asociado con Sr. West. Y yo, Alexia Torres-Stalin, abogada principal de la señora Jacqueline Martínez West. Fátima Rodríguez, abogada asociado de la señora West. Esta será la única vez que los abogados defensores se dirigirán a los medios de de comunicación hasta después.
All right, this is all Spanish. I'm taking it off.
No responderemos
I don't know why she's doing this in Spanish. Maybe Jacqueline's family is Spanish.
Tenga en cuenta que
Or actually, this is a translator. This is everything that Hennessy just said. So I'm going to pause this because she's basically repeating, she's regurgitating what Hennessy just said. And essentially, while she's doing the Spanish interpretation, I'm going to tell you that Joe Murray, when we had him on 2 nights ago, and I'm going to link that video down below. The girl who's translating Hennessy's comments that he just made, Joe Murray, 3 nights ago, we spoke exactly about this. And we basically said that the burden of the standards for this sequestered grand jury is a lot lower to get an indictment. And they're arguing that wasn't fair. But it's not up to them to say whether that's fair or not. It's up to the process. The judge and the system makes that decision, not the defense attorneys. They can argue that position, and again, I told you that they are going to argue for every possible angle. And they're talking about a change of venue. The change of venue, you hear defense attorneys talk about this all the time. They're always asking for a change of venue because they feel that they can't get a jury pool that haven't heard about these boys and heard about the case. So they're saying that, without saying it, they're saying we're going to ask for a change of venue to try Jacqueline and Trezell outside of the Kern County area to have a fair and impartial jury. That's going to get denied because there's so many high-profile cases. Like, look, the attorneys for the defense for the officers who killed George Floyd, they asked for a change of venue and were denied. They said it's impossible for our clients to get a fair trial because we're not going to be able to get a jury pool over here that hasn't heard about this. It's been all over the news. And the judge said, denied. They're being tried right here. Too bad. Too bad. So that's what's going to happen here. Again, she's still doing the Spanish interpretation. So we're going to wait for her to finish that. Again, I hope you guys got a good gist of what was said here. The defense attorney for Trezell West basically said, we're not going to be able to get a fair shake for our clients. And you're going to hear the female say the same thing. It's going to be a whole bunch of the same stuff. He sounded scared. His hands were shaking. His voice was crackling. This guy is way in above his head. He is in very deep water and he doesn't know how to swim. That's for sure. Okay, here we go, I think. No. So anybody else feel that same way? Did anybody else get that same vibe that he was scared shit? His voice wasn't strong. It was crackling. His hands were shaking. And he seemed like, yeah, I'm scared. So, again, it is what it is. I can't really angle it differently, but I could, again, that's why I didn't want to do this, because this is kind of a crude method for me to share. Yeah, he was breathing heavy. He was exhibiting all classic signs of that he was nervous. No doubt. No doubt about it. So,
y niega a nuestros clientes un juicio justo. Eso extraño que la oficina celebrar una conferencia de prensa hiciera una serie de comentarios que desinformen y desinformen al público, y luego el día siguiente envía a su abogado a la corte en busca de un orden de mordaza. Esta acción no solo es insincero, sino que también...
She sounds a little bit more confident than the attorney, Hennessy. The interpreter sounds more confident, and I don't even know Spanish, but she sounds more confident than the defense attorney.
Que guía la fiscal hacia su camino de reelección. Sin embargo,
She's just doing the Spanish interpreting.
aquí es donde terminan las trampas y el teatro y
Hi, Jamie.
las protecciones.
So somebody's saying her Spanish is terrible too.
Constituciones de señor West y señora West.
Is her Spanish terrible for those of you who speak Spanish?
Thank you everyone for being here today.
I know you guys can't talk about facts of the case, but can we ask you questions just about what it is that you said?
So the female attorney did not speak.
About grand juries in
Yeah,
particular?
exactly. So, just for like the common layperson,
Sure.
Can you guys hear this?
The difference between finding having probable cause in order to pass an indictment and beyond a reasonable doubt. Just could you explain that a little bit further?
Generally speaking, yes, sir. So generally speaking, probable cause is the standard kind of being used day to day by law enforcement on whether or not to make an arrest, right? That is is there a probability something here happened, okay? Beyond a reasonable doubt is like, that probably happened, right? I mean, that, I don't have
This is awful.
calculator in front of me, but it's the idea that that it is more probable than not that the guilt of this offense has been proven, right? The question is not should or not this person be arrested, and that's where we're at now. It was there enough for these charges to be brought? But the highest standard beyond a reasonable doubt, that's far off. That's so far from where we're at now. But because we hear jury, we hear grand jury, trial jury, there's this general sense to think, well, they must have proven this. This must have been proven beyond a reasonable doubt. And that is not what happened. That is not what a grand jury is. A grand jury is a way to bring charges, much like how we have.
They got a true bill indictment from the grand jury.
Downtown courthouse. That's the same thing to get you in the same place. That they're two wildly different things, the grand jury and the trial jury.
Will you have a prelim?
I didn't know if you wanted me to. Did you want me to answer that in Spanish as well?
I
don't know if it's
Yeah.
Okay. So, la causa probable.
I can't. So this tells me that Jacqueline's family might not speak English. There's only one reason why they're doing this, and I know it is a large population of Hispanic or Spanish-speaking folks, but I feel that they're doing this for the benefit of Jacqueline's family. I could be wrong, but I have a feeling that their client, Jacqueline West's family, speaks Spanish. So, again, this whole press conference is just a joke. This is good for us. This is good. This is actually good.
That's difficult considering the stage we're at right now. As far as what we know and need to prepare for, I do know that our position as well as our clients is to be vindicated as soon as possible.
Where do you guys stand on the gag order? Why?
So, I can answer that in English and then I'll go back. So we are going to be joining in the request for the gag order for a number of reasons. We do not want more misinformation to be spread before the jury trial. There has been very, very few number of cases that have had the opportunity to have a change of venue granted. I believe that there was one, not recently, but I believe that it came back on the Robert Mistrial trial, I believe was one of them. And so in order to ensure that our jury pool here isn't tainted, we are going to be joining on that gag order as well.
So they're saying they want the gag order for exactly why I said they wanted a gag order. I'm wondering why the female attorney did not speak.
No hay muchos casos aquí en Kern County donde hay una hay un papel de orden para cambiar al sitio.
Oh my
So,
God.
Tomás piensa
Yeah,
que-
so they're worried about tainting a jury pool. They're worried about false information getting out and not having a jury pool that could give a fair and impartial verdict. You know, a true bill at a grand jury is the same thing as being indicted. True bill, indictment are one and the same words. So Jacqueline and Trezell were indicted on all of those charges. That's the process that you need. It's an arrest, an indictment, and then a conviction at trial.
That is what the grand jury accomplished. So rather than proceed to prelim, it proceeded by way of grand jury. Fine, it's an option, but
So this is like a big joke. This press conference, the audio is horrible.
superior as proven.
The audio is terrible.
So if we go back to the trial that I cited earlier, that the incident took place here.
It's disgusting, Enlighten.
But the attorneys were able to prove in court that a significant portion of the people in Kern County were aware of the
They're not going to be tried separately. They're going to be tried together because they committed the crime together.
people would have
There's no separate trials. They're not going to separate them.
stay here. Again, these are not granted often, but it is something that we may.
I'm looking at the comments, and one of the comments is from Cole Crenshaw. She says, "I'm so sick of this lady."
This case is
Oh my God,
Arguing in a different district.
it's a circus.
right. Same trial, just in a different county.
Yeah, they're talking about change of venue, which is not going to happen.
So
This is all a waste of time.
in el
And if this woman that's doing the translating is in fact the attorney,
para cambiar el sitio,
Jacqueline is in big trouble.
no hay muchos casos
Which is good.
que eso es la-
Yeah, I agree. We need the boys to be found. I agree. Jolene is in the chat on this Facebook Live. She's supposed to be here in this chat, not in that Facebook chat.
jurado porque
I'm looking at Jolene. She's in the Facebook chat. She's supposed to be here on this live stream.
in Kern County que
She's a clown. That is great. I love this. This is awesome. So she's the attorney. Oh my God. Who's the other woman that's sitting back there? She's just a innocent bystander, just watching. She's probably part of the attorney team. She might be a.
In viewing the press conference, I believe that she had indicated that they went the press conference route for some reasons that may have been
Unbelievable.
that may have dealt with
Unbelievable.
scheduling purposes.
Yeah, so that's the attorney.
Although that can happen, there is also something that that counsel can agree to in order to allow the prelim to be continuous. She did state that there were a lot of high-profile cases in which they have chosen to go by way of indictment. Between Mr. Hennessy and our law firm, we were thinking of a couple of our high-profile cases, and those ones have not gone by way of indictment.
What challenges does this sort of present to you guys when you mentioned you guys have had these kinds of high-profile cases, but what sort of barriers are you guys now presented with? Obviously, there's the change of venue. Any other challenges that you guys are sort of facing and working through right now?
I would say in comparison to other cases, and I think one of the reasons why I wanted to speak today on behalf of Mr. West is the public's response to a lot of this has made it seem like it's a done deal. Like, why would you take this case? Why would you represent this person? He was found by this jury already. And to us, that's detrimental to the defense. That's like the fundamental purpose of this is innocent until proven guilty. And people are telling me, hey, it's a done deal.
See, I told you he was going to say that.
The jury found him guilty. They proved it to a jury already.
It's exactly what I said he was going to say.
Because this has to be a jury of people ready to sit, listen, do their job, hear the evidence, make a decision. And if the whole community already thinks that's a done deal, no one's going to show up to take this seriously, then we've lost already. And that is the point today, is to make it clear what it is that was done and what still has to be done before you want to convict our clients.
Y también cuando leer los comentarios de, por ejemplo, YouTube o de la media, también hay muchos comentarios.
She just said YouTube.
Que ellos están un poco culpables porque necesitan una jurado.
All right.
Porque
Yeah, exactly. Blah, 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 blah. I'm turning the volume down because it's ridiculous. I'm just going to keep it kind of low. I just want to hear a little bit of it. All right, so again, I knew that this press conference was going to be just a bunch of nonsense. These two are the worst attorneys that I've seen in a long time give a press conference, at least giving a press conference. I don't know about their track record.
I'm so sorry, I didn't understand the
They
question.
did it the normal way, like they did in a regular trial, like normal. You guys don't defend these people.
Yeah, right. They're still innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah, innocent until proven guilty.
Doesn't matter if it's a
Exactly.
grand jury
Everybody knows that.
or a holding order of
The
freedom.
burden of the proof is on the state, is the prosecutor has to show that beyond a reasonable doubt
That we're in the same place
that
they've been
these
found.
two committed this crime. Simple.
Porque es muy raro para hacer ese tipo de
The comments in this Facebook chat is they're actually laughable. It's pretty funny, the comments that I'm looking at on the Facebook chat. All right, listen, I feel that I think that I'm going to just turn this off because this is ridiculous.
It is not. So we are appointed through the Indigent Defense Panel. That is a program that is run through the Kern County Bar Association.
They were appointed by the
That is
courts.
how we have been appointed to the case.
They were not retained privately. They were just asked that. They're not on pro bono. They're not retained privately. They were assigned to Trezell and Jacqueline West because if you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. So let me dispel that rumor right now and here. Everybody's saying, "Oh, pro bono, they're working this. They were hired by Trezell's brother Jamal and blah 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 blah." These are court-appointed legal aids. This is counsel appointed by court appointed. That's it. Okay, so all of these fake book rumors and all of this nonsense about Jamal has high-powered attorneys. This is appointed by the court, and they just confirmed it. They were just asked by the reporter, "Are you hired privately, or are you?" And they said it exactly.
The stuff that she said that really struck you was that.
So, anyways, all right, guys, listen.
It's not to say that this
I'm wishing everybody a lot of love and respect. This is not even worth any more time to stay live with this. Make sure you, if you're new, hit the thumbs up on this video. Let's get this video up to over 1,000 likes before we finish the live. Consider subscribing to this channel. I am a retired New York City police detective covering all of these cases, and I'm covering this case extensively. Our boys are what's more important here. This news conference, I just turned it off. It's a joke. It's a ridiculous joke. They're just saying that they want to ask for a change of venue. They're just saying that they don't feel that they can get an honest jury pool that knows nothing about this case. They're on board with the gag order because the gag order is good. It helps to maintain the integrity of the case. So none of the evidence and none of the stuff will get out. All of the witnesses are required to not talk about this under the law. Thank you for the 1,000 thumbs up before we are done with the live. You guys are awesome. And again, these are just small little constitutional rights that any defendant, any person that's charged with a heinous crime is afforded these rights that they're speaking about. Again, the attorney, Mr. Hennessy for Trezell West, voice was crackling, hands were shaking, visibly nervous, voice was just not strong. The female, as we know, I don't know Spanish. I'm not a Spanish-speaking person, but we found out today she sucks at speaking Spanish. We also found out today that they want to try to ask, just like any good defense attorney would ask, change of venue, denied. It's going to be tried right in Kern County. None of that bullshit is going to happen. I think that Jacqueline and Trezell deserve this. They deserve this. What we're seeing right here in this press conference, they deserve it. And I hope that the frying pan that they are frying in right now stays really hot and that they don't have one good day in jail. I hope that they don't have one good day waiting the trial to commence and the trial to be over and that guilty verdict comes in. And I'm going to tell you tomorrow night at 8 p.m., I'm going to have retired Kern County sheriff that, or I think that those are the ranks, or the jailers in Kern County. We're going to try to grab a retired Kern County correction officer to talk to us about how well Jacqueline and Trezell West are going to be received by the general population and how they're going to be treated, how they're going to be handled, their day-to-day. Are they going to get phone calls? Are they going to get people to be able to come and visit them? We're going to ask all the heavy, hard questions. So listen, if you have any questions about how Jacqueline and Trezell are being treated and what their day-to-day is inside the Kern County Jail, send me the message on DutyRon.com. Make sure you subscribe, hit that thumbs up, like the video, share it out, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that's New York time. We will be live to talk about Trezell and Jacqueline in the pokey, in the lockup, in jail. I hope they really are having a miserable time. They don't even deserve to breathe the same air that we breathe. Guys, love and respect. God bless the world. God bless the United States of America. And God bless each and every one of us here in the chat. But especially Sincere and Classic and their families. They need us now more than ever. Let's pray for them. Let's send them strength. Let's send the people of Bakersfield, the good, innocent, honest people of Bakersfield. Let's send them a lot of love and positivity from this community. Let's support Roro and all of the Bio family and everyone that's involved on the ground in Bakersfield and California City. Love and respect from DutyRon. Thank you for joining and have a great day. Peace. Guys, don't forget to give it a like.